lagging. Oh, YouTube, you are not looking good today. Not a good day for YouTube. Hey, everybody. I am Louis Porter Jr., and you're watching Transparency Agenda Daily. Ooh, it is Thursday, the 15th of June. This month is halfway done. Busy stuff going on. A lot of people over at Origins having a great time, getting ready for the weekend, all the excitement. Us poor people like me are here trapped at home doing work. It's a harsh situation. We just got to deal with it. So in the words of Philip DeFranco, let's just get all into it. First up, of course, doing Kickstarter, talking about Kickstarter. Let's talk about number one, the most important Kickstarter going on that hasn't even happened yet. Top secret, New World Order, 3 days. 3 days, 8 hours, 58 minutes, 46 seconds. I cannot wait. I really cannot wait. I'm really excited about this. I know I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it. I cannot wait till this thing goes live. I mean, I am very, very excited about that one. That's going to be huge. The end. Wandering Monsters, only 4 days left, just over $26,000, doing well. So the plus you can say. Zombicide, let's see how many millions it up to now. 2.88, so I don't feel so bad. You know, they're going to be okay. They ain't starving. They'll be all right. And Kingmaker, let's see where Kingmaker is. This is kind of interesting. 439,000. They're trying to reach 500,000. Of course, they're going to reach it. But we're going to see from there. Where's it going to go from there? That's the question. That's the tough question. That's the question everybody keeps asking, keeps going back to the same thing, saying, oh, I don't know. I'd like to support them, but oh, I don't know. And it's tough. In a tough spot when you're in that I don't know. You know, we saw it happen last time, so you got to wonder a little bit, you know. So I say support them. I think it's going to be good. I haven't found anything good that I know to support on there, but find something good, support them. That's my feeling. What can I say? Next up, we're going, of course, our Patreons. Clinton Boomer, Owen Casey Stevens, Raging Swan, Ask a Pathfinder, and of course Liz Courts, all solid ones you should be giving money to if you can, or supporting in nice words, or telling people about it. All those things are valuable ways to help support these. Yeah, so a lot of people don't understand that. You know, you don't have to always give money. If you don't have the money, help spread the word. That's just as powerful. Actually, even more powerful. So the more people you talk to, the more people get interested. The more people are interested, the more people will buy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with telling people, hey, you know, I don't have any money, but I'll do everything I can to make sure I get the word out. We appreciate that just as much. Don't kid yourself. It's not like, oh, he didn't give me money, so he has no value. No, man. It's like, please get the word out. Tell everybody you know. That's just as important. Next up, self-promotion. Of course, I have some New York self-promotion to talk about, but I'll talk about that later. Stonemeyer blog did actually have a new blog today. What was the title? I can't remember the title. Authenticity. No, that was, yeah, authenticity, passion, and squishy red ladle. Yeah, see, I missed the title, but I remember reading about it. That's how I remember. So you need to read it. It's very important. Some good stuff in there, of course, you can use. Always good stuff you can use. Black Diamond, nothing new. And Gary V, always standard. So, boom, let's see what's new on the scene. Let's talk about what's new. And, of course, when we talk about what's new, it always relates back to the title in some crazy way. And, of course, this is no exception. So I saw this today earlier on the Call of Cthulhu trailer from E3. Here's a little fact about me. I'm not a huge fan of Call of Cthulhu. Lovecraft, I guess he's a great writer. People are like, oh, how could you not love Lovecraft? I'm like, well, Lovecraft didn't like people of color, so I can understand why I'm not a big fan of his. I mean, I get the stories he was telling, and I think they're interesting, but I've never understood why people just went crazy over them. I don't know. I think it's just a personal issue. You know, I can see past his racism. I mean, good Lord, being the first racism I've ever dealt with. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, it does kind of stick in my craw a little bit. But, you know, you can say the same thing about Tolkien. You know, it's the stuff that happens a lot. And it's kind of, you know, the subtle and, oh, it's not a big deal. But, you know, it's kind of a big deal. So I've always had problems like loving them as much as other people seem to love them. But, you know, the trailer looked interesting. The concept in Cthulhu, it never really got to me. I mean, going insane never was a cool thing for me. So I didn't get why people loved it so much. But it looks nice. I mean, it looks nice. It looks scary. So I can give it that much credibility. So I think they did a good trailer. Like I said, I put it up because I liked it. I thought it was a good, solid trailer. I just think, you know, the topic is kind of like, Okay, we're gonna do it again. I mean, you know, how much Cthulhu can one person get to? They're like, okay, I've got more than enough Cthulhu to last me a lifetime. But the same, I say the same thing about, you know, monster books, so they don't listen to me either. So don't feel bad. It's not a big deal. I'm okay with that. And this kind of goes back to what we're talking about today. You know, it's all about the artwork. It's always about the artwork. You know, so I've been like talking to a lot of people about artwork and what people see and what people liked and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, well, okay. Ben's trying to comment. Ben, yeah, I get cosmic horror, but I also get like you're insignificant. You're nothing. Someone can squash you by accident. I don't feel any horror from that. I mean, that's just called life. You know, I mean, you know, I'll go back to one of my favorite things. You know, growing up at a certain age and a certain colored skin in certain areas, you know, you can get shot just by standing in a corner doing nothing. So I mean, that's the whole. That's not a cosmic terror. That's like much closer and grounded. And I think because so many people don't see that on a regular basis, and you know, I happen to know some people I went to college with who had that happen to them on a regular basis, and then new people grew up like that, and childhood friends that happened to. It's not as a big deal as a oh, the cosmos is out to get me. Well, no, man, they got a dude on the corner with a gun out to get me. He's right across the street. That's a little more frightening. You know, that's why I always think that science fiction always, and this is something, okay, I guess we're going to take a detour. This is always something I thought was the problem with science fiction. Science fiction, to me, never seemed to be 100% solid enough in trying to be inclusive to get, you know, people of color interested in it. They're all like, oh, it's fantasy. I don't even see the connection. Funny thing is, though, if you look at the trailer, if you look at the trailer for Black Panther, people love that. I mean, people love like that. And why? People of color, lots of people of color, all looking very, very different. Not dressed any way you've seen in any comic book movie. I saw what? I mean, I don't say that like cruelly, but I only saw like 2 white guys in this thing. And one of them was a bad guy, one of them is Everett Ross, who I think could be a good guy. And it's like the rest were all people of color. And it's like, wow, that's a lot of people of color. You know, and it's like, and I'm a little terrified, but I'm a big believer, like Dwayne McDuffie said, if you put 3 black people in anything, it becomes a black thing. It's a black movie. You put 3 black actors in, black this, and that just happens. It's a law of threes. And he said it jokingly, but he actually meant it very seriously. And you know, this is one of those moments. Like, look, the Black Panther is probably going to be a black movie, and I'm so glad it's probably going to be. I trust in Marvel's ability to write stuff interesting. I trust in Disney to always be trying to be inclusive. That's something Disney's a master at. I mean, let's be honest. They've done tons of stories to children and basic stories of people of certain areas, and they look like them, that kind of thing. I think they've done that very well. I think this will be a great attempt to do this with such a well-known character in comic books that people know his history. They got a book, they've read them, they know his relationship to the Avengers. So I think this could be like a really great stepping stone. From a purely personal color creative standpoint, you know, somebody said it before, and I put it on one of the videos, but I said it. This is the moment that could be literally the Star Wars for Black people. Now, people are like, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, but it's even, I mean, science fiction has never sold as well as the Blacks. It hasn't. Never has. This might be the moment. And this may never come again. I mean, it's that kind of revolutionary. You know, Dennis Miller says, like, humanity is a gnat drowning the honey of wisdom. They can't find the honey. Yep. That's a good statement. That's a good statement. So yeah, we're at that situation that this movie could be culturally transformative, as much as Star Wars was culturally transformative. And I think it's kind of one of those. We're kind of setting a perfect storm. You put Wonder Woman with Wonder Woman was a movie which I still can't figure out why people took so long to make this movie. You make Guardians of the Galaxy about a raccoon with a gun and a walking, talking tree that said 3 things. You know, I am Groot, and that got made before Wonder Woman. It sounds crazy if you put it like down on paper, but that's what happened. That's legitimately what happened. And people said, we don't know how we're going to sell Wonder Woman. We don't know how we're going to sell Wonder Woman? Is that even a statement? I mean, it's like, how could you not know how to sell her? It's easy. It's very easy. It's simple. And they proved it. And they got a good director. And I'll tell everybody, some people are going to be like, shocked to hear this. Look, I liked Wonder Woman. I thought it was a B movie. I don't think it was an A movie. Action-wise, action needs a little bit of work. Good action, but it needs a little work. Was the character believable? Yeah, I liked her. I thought she was solid. I thought the movie was good. I thought it could have been more. I wish there was more to it. I wish there was more. There were some moments where I was like, okay. But like I said, do I think it was a bad movie? Of course not. I think it was a very good movie. I think I'll watch it again. Well, I put this on the same level. Well, and this is also kind of biased too. Will I put on the same level as Civil War? Well, no. I'm also a huge Marvel fan. I love Captain America. I got to see Black Panther. And there's way too much stuff going on that. That movie, Avengers 2.5. Let's call it what it is. But I thought Wonder Woman was definitely a move in the right direction for DC because, God, Superman, ugh, and Batman versus Superman, ugh. I think if they focus on telling good stories again and focus on DC will have a good run, just like Marvel. But you can't just do it overnight. I feel like DC just threw it on the wall and said, "Oh, Marvel's doing it, we got to do it. Just hold on." And then now this will go back to the art. The look and feel of Marvel is the look and feel that DC should have. DC has always been about the happier day, the happier heroes, and they're doing them so gritty that never made sense to me. I mean, even Batman, for all his grittiness, he's not Daredevil. He's not. He's the toughest billionaire in the world, yeah, but he's still, a billionaire. Oh my God. It's awesome. It's an Afro sci-fi. Say, Ben is right. Ben was a little. I should really read this since I'm talking about this. Black Panther does look absolutely awesome. It has an Afro sci-fi superhero geist that hits some excellent notes and way better than Beyonce, and gives people a familiar gateway and part of yeah, I believe that Black Panther is going to be the Afro punk for the next, X amount of years. If you don't know what Afro punk is, type in Afro punk. You can look it up. You'll see tons of pictures on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest account with mine. You'll see tons of pictures of mine that are Afro punk, and I think that's going to be the look for a while. My greatest fear of all this, and this is so retarded, but it's still me. I'm horribly afraid that so many people will start naming their baby T'Challa. I'll have to choke some people. Because let's just be honest. I mean, T'Challa is going to be like that new baby name now, which, oh my God, when reality interferes with my comics, that hurts me. That hurts me to my core. I'm just saying a lot of T'Challas. I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised at all. Oh, good Lord. So many T'Challas. All right, now that goes back to the artwork. Oh, see, there's a link. There's always a good link for stuff. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yes. Yeah, that was a nice attempt. So, Ben was after the link you're talking about. Johans. This is an African game I saw coming out. It's very, very African flavored. I saw it, and I was like, and once again, I was like, too African. You got to find a way to be inclusive. You got to find a way to have that person speak to other people who do not live like the majority of people. And where we're going to be doing it in Black Panther, we've got Everett K. Ross. He's going to represent the everyman that, no offense, whites will easily identify with when seeing other stuff going around. They're like, I don't get this. What's that? And he's going to be here for that reason. I think that's good. In the comic book, the trade paperback series, The Client, Everett K. Ross is a great character in that way. It's amazing because he explains a lot of stuff to the readers that if you're not a big fan about Black Panther, you don't know much, it's greatly insightful, and he discusses like what's going on inside of T'Challa's head based on things that make sense. And it's just a brilliant done series. Chris Priest wrote that one. If you haven't picked it up, it's great. There's some great scenes in it. One of my favorite scenes of all time, I kid you not, the first page where he's on the toilet seat with the gun, pointing it down at the mouse. Yeah, it sounds funny now. It sounds kind of stupid. But when you read that book, you find out what's really going on. Not so funny. Yeah, man. And now be careful what you do with your pair of pants. That's all I'm telling you, man. Ooh, be careful. That book was awesome. Oh my God. See, Ben, this is why we need to do live shows. We can go back and forth. I gotta pause and come back and talk about the art. So this goes back to the whole art thing. Ben being too African. I think certain things have a certain look and aesthetic that people are used to seeing. For example, I'll put a link in when I drop this in way here for our Pinterest account. I have a Pinterest account and my character designs. I collect character designs like I'm going out of business. I have literally almost 1,700 different character designs. And you'll see all different types of designs from all different genres of fantasy. Some will be modern, some will be classic, some will show you stuff you haven't seen before. I've gone away to find a lot of different stuff that I like. that in turn also is things I know that need to identify with the people I'm trying to approach and trying to get into their head saying, oh, this looks familiar, but it's slightly different. There's one picture I talked about everybody LPA design about doing. It's a picture of this. I'm assuming it's an android, artificial creature, big sword. It's kind of like ninja-esque, and that's the best way to describe it. I don't think I'll be able to find it right now, but it's like I said, I got a lot of pictures to look through. If I see it real quick, I might, but I don't think I'm gonna see it. I get lucky if I see it, but it's kind of one of those. Oh, look at that! I'm lucky. See, it's better lucky than good. Copy image address. So this is the image I'm talking about. So when I saw this, I'm putting this on YouTube for everybody too. I hope you YouTube guys can see it. People said there's a problem. So I saw this picture and I'm like, that's how an Android ninja would be. That's why an Android looks cool like that. I'm like, that would be cool as the ninja. I'm like, boom. You cover them up a little bit more, you basically got a ninja. I mean, visually, that's coolness. That's lots of coolness. So for me, it's like, just draw some good ideas from this. Let's see some stuff we can do. And this could be, a 21st century ninja would be like this. But as an Android, it looks even cooler. And I told people when we were getting our stuff together, that's going to be a template for our iconic when we're doing for new Exodus. I want people to visually look at stuff differently than they would. Like we did our anti-paladin. We went with a very, very Celtic warrior, redhead, very, very. You've seen her before. You've seen her. Actually, you'd say Scottish, but she does have a. Does she have a kilt? I can't remember if she has a kilt. I think she has a kilt. I think it's kind of a kilt, skirt kilt. You know what I'm saying? But you've seen the picture before, but I don't think you've ever seen it as an anti-paladin or even had that idea as an anti-paladin. We did one for the Cavalier. I went Native American. I was like, yeah, because the Cavalier is just basically a guy on horseback. So why couldn't Native American? Native Americans are well known. Native American, well connected. Everybody knows it. Not a big surprise. But as a Cavalier, people were like, well, that can't be a Cavalier. I'm like, why not? Well, because what? He's Native American? What? They don't ride horseback? They don't use lances? What? They don't use spears? What? Well, they don't have armor. They're not from Europe. Yes, that's right. They're not from those places. That doesn't mean they're not equal to those. You can make cooler things creatively if you look at other cultures to pull from. The samurai is cool. The ninjas are cool because we don't. No, we don't have them. Western civilization doesn't have them. They're very, very intrinsically Japanese. The look and the feel and the mythology behind them. But that's being said, you can still bring them into an Eastern and modify them. There are assassins all over the world. They all had different names. There are assassins, from India, the old man in the mountain, prime example. Smoking hashish, smoke a little of that hashish and go out and kill people. That was part of the thing. Not just because of racism, Thomas. We can't blame everything on racism. And yes, racism is big, but screw racism. We're the 21st century. 21st century. Ghost Dog. Good catch there, Ben. Good catch. It's you got to go out of your way to do awesome stuff. Once again, this is the problem. Ben asked some very good questions. He's talking about the art from Southland, which is very, very. If you haven't seen Southland, a lot of great art in that book. God, I just dropped his name. I see his stuff and I can't see. The main artist did a lot of the work. I like his stuff. I like doing my stuff, but I don't look the same way. That's another thing I don't want to do. You got to come up with artwork that fits your aesthetic and what you're trying to present. It's an awesome aesthetic. That's right, Brian Simke. Thank you, Ben. And Ghost Dog is a great example of a reskinned Western ninja, and that is a cool way to do it. I wouldn't even call him ninja. I'd call him straight out Ronin. He wasn't even a ninja. Very more Ronin than ninja. I wouldn't say samurai because, but definitely Ronin. Just like 100% Ronin. Makes a lot of sense. Plays very well. Looks good on screen. It was a great movie. And Jim Jarmusch is kind of hard director to pin down as being more awesome. But I'll let that fall on the back. But we as creative people have to look at the artwork differently. We have to stop saying this is only for this and this is only for that. I go back and say this all the time. And I know I've said it a million times. And I don't care if people say it, love it, hate it. I don't care. Put a black guy in some plate mail armor on a unicorn. If you want to see people go crazy. That's my theory. I've always believed that. I think that fundamentally hits people in ways they're not used to thinking. But he's black. Yes, he's black. He's a black guy on horseback with some plate armor and a unicorn. What's the problem? You have no problem with fairies. You have no problem with dwarves. You have no problem with having. You have problems with black people in plate mail armor on a unicorn? Come on, man. That's just garbage. That's absolute garbage. Zebra is too far. You've gone too far, Ben. You've gone too far. I'm just saying, and okay, Ben, here's a prime example. Why does it have to be something African? Black, there are lots of dark-skinned people all over the planet that have no direct connection to Africa. Like everybody does, but they don't. Australians, prime example. Aborigines, they are dark-skinned. They are definitely, I would call, black, but their hair is very curly, like it's Indian. Are would I consider them to be, African black? No, they're Australian black. Then you've got people who are black who live in other countries like Canada. A lot of similar buildings to the U.S., but a lot of them have come from the Caribbean. So there's a flavor to put on that. I think you got to stop assuming if I got dark skin, I'm from Africa. My wife had dark skin, well, relatively speaking, and her family was from Trinidad. And if you listen to them, and they would tell you they had no connection to Africa. It was all about Trinidad, that island, and that. Now, if you know anything about Trinidad, Trinidad is primarily, I say African descent and Indian descent. So you have a lot of weird color mixtures. My wife and her family is going to be one of the darker ones. My wife was much lighter than I am. If you don't know the color of my skin, I am quite in the middle of the brownness scale. Chocolate is exactly where I'm at. My wife was lighter than that. My sister-in-law is much lighter than that. And it just, runs from one gamut to the other. That's just something that happens. This is some stuff. I'll give you some real stuff here. That being said, she didn't have the same connection to, Africa and slavery like I have. I mean, my family's from Mississippi. Deep South, been there several generations. My father was one of the first ones to really move away. Well, my uncle too, but like move away and not go back to Mississippi. It is a cultural thing. And then when I talked about, and it's even funnier because my mother-in-law lived with me, also born and raised in Trinidad, came to America in her 30s, 40s. She has a very different perspective on America, which is also kind of interesting. How they feel about Americans and how they feel about American blacks. I'll tell you a little story. This is a family story. I make this quick because we're almost out of here and we're still got stuff going on. My mother-in-law hated me the first time she met me. Hated me. Because she said, and I quote, "American black, you probably are useless." Now, this is the woman that now, nearly 20 years later, we lived together. We were raising my son. She's raising her grandson. She knew I loved her daughter. I have a great relationship with her now. But she had a very, very, very specific perspective about African Americans having been grown up from the islands. And it's interesting and different and unusual. And there were some moments that we had some heavy-duty clashes when when I was first dating her daughter and stuff she would say. And, even culture, even one of the weirdest ones for me, there's a lot of divorced family. Well, I can kind of call them divorced. There's a lot of men who have two, like a wife and a girlfriend with a family. And that happens very commonly in the island. That's a very common occurrence. Not a big deal. Not like here. I mean, it's worse than here. I mean, it's just like they have like one family here and one family here, and they both know about each other, and no one talks about like the obvious thing of how does the guy go from back and forth? No one talks about that. It's very weird, but it's just the way it is. And so they have and Carla's family, mostly women. So very matriarch society. So when you meet someone like me whose family, my mother and father married 50 plus years. My grandparents married 50 plus years. My brother's been married 20 something years. Almost 20 years. Oh my God, it's almost 20 years. Wow. It puts a very different spin on how you can approach many things. Because I'm going to tell you things from a very positive, middle-class American experience. I just happen to have dark skin. And yes, there's been some racist things that have happened to me. I've done some horrible things to people too. It's just the way the world works. All you got to do is be nice to people. That's at the bare minimum. Just be nice. Respect something. If you see something cool you like, and people say, well, you can't, the whole, oh, you're assimilating culture. You're doing it. Look, you're appropriating. You're doing what it, look, if something's cool, it's cool. I'm going to use it because it's cool. I'm also going to pay respect to stuff and not try to just stab it on everything. But I've done some stuff to people when I did the Native American, they're like, well, he shouldn't be doing this because he's this kind of Indian. I'm like, there are no Indians in our setting. He happens to look a certain way. This is the way I'm going to have him. I'm mashing several different things that I think of when I think of Native American. That's what I did when I did that character. I wanted to have a look that was not what you consider to be traditional Native American, but at the same time, you knew when you saw him, oh my God, he's Native American. That's how cool I wanted it to be. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. If you really want to put the exotic spin on the unicorn, you would have made it a zebra Pegasus. Boom. There you go, Ben. I'm just dropping some knowledge on you. Just drop it on you like that. Pop my collar. Keep it moving. But yeah, so artwork, yeah, I put the link in. Check out the artwork. I want everybody to get on Pinterest to start collecting artwork. A lot of you, especially publishers, a lot of you publishers do some horrible covers. I've seen some covers lately that I've just been embarrassed about. I'm like, why did you do that? Did you pay money for that? Why did you not let the artist be an artist? And if the artist did it and you said you didn't have any control of it, then you're fired because you should know better what better art should look like. If you don't know, and I've said it many times, if you don't know what a good cover looks like, go through Pinterest. They got tons of comic book covers and see ones you like. X-Men 141 is one of my favorite covers of all time. Everybody knows what it looks like. I don't have to put it up. You can find it anywhere. It's one of the most popular covers ever, probably in the history of comic books. X-Men 141 is a great cover. You can swap out the characters in it for your character, and you still get an awesome cover. People have redone that cover because it's an awesome cover. Did I mention that again? Awesome cover. So focus on that kind of thing. You know, figure out ways to do things that if you're not ready for it, then that's funny. Ben said something funny. You don't have to be the smartest thing in everything. Find people who might look. If you want to be creative and you want to be an artist, you know nothing about art direction, and a lot of you don't. You think you do because you went to, you had an art class when you were in 12th grade. No, you don't. You don't understand what goes on. I had a very heated conversation with a very good friend of mine about graphic design and why things work the way they work. And he didn't understand it. He's like, well, that's stupid. I was like, no, there's reasons we do this stuff because there's things you don't understand. He's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. That isn't how it happens. I'm like, this is what happens all the time. You don't have to believe me. But I'm going to put my 20 plus years experience of what I'm doing to put it there, and you figure out if you think I'm right or wrong. He took it back and made some changes. Look, graphic design, like anything, is a skill that you can learn over time, but you have to learn over time. And not everybody gets it from the first thing. And there's a lot of time it's going to take for you to understand it. Looking at other people's artwork is not a cheat. It is a great way for you to get stronger at developing what you're doing creatively and putting beautiful stuff out there. Because artwork is important. Yes, writing is important too, but let's not kid anybody. I've said it before with people. You don't look across the room and see a woman and say, wow, she's got a great SAT score. You look across the room and say, wow, she's beautiful, because we have eyes. We're predators. We see from here things in front of us. It's very kind of important. It just works that way. I just think people have to do amazing things. And you can do amazing things if you push yourself in directions you didn't expect, want to expect, and just do cool stuff. I mean, look, if you want a good place to start, go through my Pinterest. I have tons of artwork and this is my character design. I have a huge amount of, oh my God, I have 20. I have how many boards? Almost like 20 boards. And some of my secret boards I can't show you. That's some good stuff. But there's all kinds of cool things that are in there that are just interesting, that you can find interesting. One of my favorite ones, inspiring faces. I did a board of just headshots. But that's something Pathfinder I think did very, very well. They do headshots very well. And I said, look, and I tell people, look, I need a headshot drawn. I'm not going to tell you what I need, but I want you to look through my lovely, inspiring faces. You know what the character type is? Because we don't even tell you like race or whatever. Just we tell you the character type, the personality, this and that. Make something cool for that. And most people do. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in this one. This is so good. I really do appreciate this. This is so amazing. Amazing. A lot of shots of women, I can't deny. Lots of different types of women, too. That's a good one to look at in our Pinterest. RPG covers, another good one to look at. 207 pinned pieces of art. A lot of Pathfinder, a lot of WotC, hell, a lot of Marvel superheroes, if you like Marvel superheroes. A lot of Dragon magazines, Dungeon magazines, all kinds of stuff. These covers are already successful. They've proven to be successful. Take stuff from here that you can use and you be successful. That's all what this game is, man. We're here to try to make you do awesome stuff. Just do awesome stuff, man. Yeah, and I have a lot of boards. I tell people I do this because look, I like looking at artwork. Number one, and number two, I like looking at artwork. And the more you look at this kind of stuff, the more you'll push yourself in ways that are creative. Like although every artboard I have here is a good start for anybody. You can go through any one of these things and be inspired for all different stuff. And I've given you enough labeling so you know what you're looking for. Oh, you need some monsters? I got one on monsters. You need combo covers? You got one on covers. What landscape and like maps? Got one of those. What symbols and icons? Something I've gotten even more and more into. That's the next big thing. Iconography, symbolism, sigils, standards, any of that stuff. That is where people should be doing more stuff. I learned that by watching Games Workshop. They were the masters at it. So I said, I got to do it. Even White Wolf kind of did it. They did a little bit, and I've seen more and more people do it. You should be doing it. It's very, very important to do these kind of cool things. These are awesome. And that reminds me, I got to talk to my artist. Lance Red is going to do our new icon, so some icons and symbols for us. So I got to send him a link to that. Oh, so busy, so busy. All right, it's been 30 minutes. I got to get out of here because I'm going to finish drinking my water and maybe go to bed. That's a bull-faced lie, but I like the way it sounds. Okay. All right. So as always, if you're following us on YouTube, go right here and sign up. Yeah, see? Make the art first, then make it much easier to make at least the art in your head. Then see how to do it, and then put the cool text around it. It's important. Okay. Sign up on YouTube, of course. Sign up here on Facebook. I forgot to mention Neo Access Legacies. So we finished. So Michael McCarthy finished the last adventure. So now we have 4 adventures that we're going to be giving away for free of our year 0. I don't know if I'm going to give them all at the same time. I already gave out the first one. I haven't heard some feedback yet. I'm kind of pissed about that. People took some and didn't get a feedback. What's up with that? I'm going to put it up on RPG Now so people to look at. I'm going to put it out for the Pathfinder Society people to look at to see where we're going. And they're going to probably try to release the other ones closer to Gen Con and maybe a little bit after. So you have 4 adventures running around, plus our original adventures we have. We have those 2. So these 4 are the new year. This is going to be setting up for the Kickstarter, which the video will be coming out very soon. I'm not going to show you the video before we put it up. We've already shown it to people there. They've made their responses. I made some comebacks. I haven't shown the new one yet, but we're always working on stuff. So we are doing awesome stuff. You need to come and do the awesome stuff with us. Join us on Neo Access Legacies. I can't say it many times. Join us on Neo Access Legacies. Join us. It's going to be awesome. I'm not kidding you. I'm being serious. You see what kind of person I am. You should know I'm way, way, way too high strung to be calm. So you know it's going to be awesome. All right. This weekend's Father's Day weekend. So I will be getting something a gift from my father. Or probably my father. I'll be giving him something. Which is probably the same thing back. And my son, of course, will make something interesting. I just want his hugs and kisses, but I love him. He's awesome. And you should go tell your father that you love him, even if you don't have a good relationship with him. You know, maybe he's done horrible things to you, and maybe bad things did happen. But you don't have to carry it around. You can forgive him, and you can say, I love you, and you can keep moving. You don't have to go back with him. You say, hey, I forgive you, I love you, but I'm out. Boom. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good for your karma. That's good for you in the long run. Boom. You know, you don't have to let something drag you down. It doesn't have to. And your kids, you can tell them that you love them. You can be the best example of a father that you can be. Show them what's the right thing to do. Be a great father. I got lucky. I had a great father. I'm very thankful for the father I have. I couldn't have asked for a better man for a father. And I'm just hoping I'll be half as good to my son as he's been to me. That's all I'm going to say to that. All right, everybody. As always, have a good weekend. Before you go, always kiss your parents. Give your mom and dad a hug and kiss. Give them a call. They probably miss you. If you got your kids, give them a hug and kiss. Tell them they're amazing. Tell them you love them. They need to hear that. That's good for them. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to relax and probably do some more stuff for work. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on Monday. Because my Monday, the top secret Kickstarter will be started. So excited. I will talk to you all later.